The fabulous farm babe, as we've mentioned, Pam Jahnke is with us today. Little allergies going on?
Yeah. It started with just the green coming out.
Right.
And I thought, a couple days. And now I just can't. I did my grilled cheese championship last weekend, so I hashed the voice from about 10 in the morning till about 4 in the afternoon.
Oh, it's a bad combination. We're taking your calls for Pam today. It's a great day to call in. We have 3 lines open at 608-270-9933.
So it seems like we're way behind in planting. It's not that bad at this point?
No, it's everybody's anxious because we remember last year at this time, a lot of farmers had a pretty good percentage of their corn already in the ground. That was the exception, not the rule. This year, according to Dr. Joe Lauer, a University Extension corn specialist, you would ideally want to plant your corn on the 1st of May. Now, for some folks, that's going to happen. Others, it's not. Otherwise, the farther north you move, about May 7th would be your ideal. But we still can do great with the crop if we can get it in the ground by the end toward the end part of May.
Okay.
So right now,
gives you a little wiggle room.
Well, I was teasing these guys that I went over to catch Canalty and make sure I was keeping them honest about what's going on with soil temperatures. 40 degrees as of about 2 o'clock this afternoon, 2 inches down most all around Channel 3's viewing area. You want that ground to be closer to 50 degrees as an ideal when you're planting something like corn. Otherwise, you can put it at risk. Then if it rains, that plant or that seed will suck that water in. If the temperatures stay cold, it basically freezes and kills that seed. And with the expenses we've got this year on the farm, you don't want to go around again.
Yeah.
So we need some sunshine and warmer temperatures.
Yes, for all of us.
That's what we need. All right, we have some calls. Let's go to the phones. We'll start with John up in North Freedom. Hi, John. What's your question?
Hi there. First question is, when are they going to open up the farm bill again for reporting crop acreage? And where I'd be able to find out about getting grants for planting cover crops?
Okay, the first question that you had about the Farm Bill, they're already starting Farm Bill discussion now in Washington, D.C. In fact, tomorrow morning, my assistant is going to be on her way to Washington, D.C. with a group of farm broadcasters to ask that very question. It's not necessarily so much about acres per se, John, but they are going to be taking a look at some of the important ingredients like crop insurance and what percentage that farmers are going to be ending up paying for that. So the process has begun. It's important that you stay engaged in it, though, because as we've learned in the past, just because they started doesn't mean it's going to stay on track to be completed at the proper time. Your second question about grants for cover crops, that's something that you need to stay in touch with your Land Conservation Service, your Natural Resource Conservation Service, and through the Department of Agriculture. Most of those grants have already gone out. Remember, cover crops in Wisconsin are largely planted in the fall. So again, I think most of those grants have already expired, but we'll probably see more money coming around later this fall. That's the best I can advise you as far as right now.
Okay. Let's go to Cheryl in Madison. Hi, Cheryl. What's your question?
Sheila.
Oh, Sheila. Okay. What's your question?
Sheila, yeah. I keep wondering when I watch you on the news at noon, you are down somewhere and then you're going somewhere else and how do you get to all those places and still get back to your microphone?
Well, careful planning, careful planning. A lot of people give me grief about my schedule, but it's just kind of the way that I work. Mark was just asking, I get up at 2 in the morning, so when you start that early, you get a lot of things that you can make happen in the middle of the day. So when it's a priority, whether it's my family or whether it's 4-H'ers or county fair or something like that, I find a way to get there. And I do have good people too. Don't forget, I've got support staff back at the radio ranch that helps me out too.
Yes, very good. All right, let's go to Betty in Madison. Hi, Betty. What's your question?
Well, if this wasn't a discussion on Easter, someone had heard, another bizarre question here, that there's actually like automated farms where cows will actually come in when they want to be milked.
Yes. That is not fiction.
That true?
That's right, Betty. I could take you someday. You'll have to jump in the farm truck with me, and I'll show you a couple different places around News 3.
I want to come too.
They're exactly. Our host from last year's Breakfast on the Farm, the Hinchley Dairy down in Cambridge, has robotic milkers. Now, Betty, I don't want you thinking about like some strange automatic robot body coming towards cows or anything like that. This is a standalone machine that basically allows the cow to walk in. She gets a little treat as far as grain, and then the machine comes underneath her, does all the work as far as milking her. When she's done milking, the machine knows, drops the units off of her, and she walks out. And they get to milk as much as they want, Betty. Some of them go as many as 8 times a day because they like it so much. Wow. So you tell me when you're ready, and Farm Babe will take you out.
Is there a line? Is there a line?
You bet there is. And there are also piglet cows that want to go around and around and around because they know they get the treat.
Oh, we got to do a story on that, Pam. Yes,
all right,
definitely.
We are out of time. If you're on the line, stay there. Pam's going to go in the newsroom and she'll talk to you off the air.
I'll take care of you.
Great to see you.
Great to see you,
guys,
buddy.
have a good one.
See you tomorrow at noon.
Absolutely.